The news.
Stop the music. It's time for news.
Let's head over into the drone newsroom where Jeff Sills is standing by with an ass load of drone news. My gosh, there's a lot of news.
An ass load.
Your ass is filled with drone news, is it not? Yes, I can see some of it hanging out. Tell us what's going on.
All right, so to start the things off, DJI has found several of their drones that are approved for remote ID. So as of today, 7 drone models have been approved by the FAA for adequate compliance with the remote ID rule. Those drones are the DJI Mini 3 Pro, the DJI Avata, the DJI Air 2S, the DJI Mavic 3, the DJI Mavic 3 Cine, the DJI Matrice 30 or M30,
Cine, yeah,
and the DJI Matrice 30 Thermal or M30T. Those drones, straight out of the box as they are right now, are approved as adequate under the remote ID rule.
So they have the hardware, and I guess once they figure out what they need to be transmitting and all that, then they can just do a firmware update and turn it on. Because right now we have a choice to have it on or off. I guess that choice will be removed later, will it not?
Well, the specific says that newly manufactured versions of these drones will comply with remote ID rules with no further action required from customers. They will ship with the notation ASTM F3 41122RA RIDB on the regulatory label attached to the aircraft. That confirms that they are approved by the FAA and will comply with remote ID rules by downloading. And so operators already own those particular drones that are listed. They'll be able to comply with the remote ID rules by downloading a free firmware update from DJI's site at a later date.
Sounds simple.
Yes, absolutely. Now, it's worth noting, though, that DJI is seeking FAA approval for additional drone models, which will be posted on the FAA website as they're approved. So this group may grow as DJI continues working with the FAA to get that approval, and then obviously they'll make firmware updates available for, if they're older models, to be compliant.
Yeah, innovation outpaces legislation, as I always say, and so you know these drones are going to be ready to rock, but they're going to keep pushing back all this FAA stuff until they get their heads out of their.
It happened in the manned aviation world, too. You know, they had ADS-B for many, many years before they ever actually rolled it out as a requirement. They kept pushing it off because they just weren't ready for it yet.
How many years was it pushed?
I don't know. Jeff may know. It's at least 3, I think.
Yeah, no, it was definitely 3 or 4 years that they pushed it before it was ever released. So. All right, so DJI is not done yet because they unveiled the new portable commercial drone series, the Mavic 3 Enterprise, recently. These drones have some impressive specs and additional price tags attached to them. So to start this off, the Mavic 3 has a 48 megapixel camera with a 1.5 inch CMOS sensor, as well as a thermal camera with a display view of 61 degrees and an equivalent focal length of 40 millimeters with 640 by 512 pixel resolution. It also comes, if I'm not mistaken, with a mechanical shutter, 56K zoom camera, and a 45-minute flight time. All of this can be a whopping capability for you. If you get the basic combo, it's $3,628.
You know,
and if you get the Mavic T with the protection case and everything else, that's $5,498.
You know, a lot of people watching are like, "Oh, I'm the hell with that," you know, but that's really police departments and people that are already using the matrices for search and rescue and things like that.
These are corporate level drones. These are drones that'll be purchased by businesses or companies, etc.
But you're thinking I wouldn't pay that much for a drone, but if your county buys one, you're kind of buying it anyway, aren't you?
Yeah.
Aren't you? Wink.
Now,
with old taxes.
Yeah. So these also have the RTK modules available for them. They have the mobile stations available for them. They have the speaker systems available for them. So there's a lot of accessories that are going to be available for these that will I guess, make them more enticing to those businesses and especially the police departments and the emergency services.
And they'll be smaller, so they'll be harder to shoot down by rednecks.
Yes, of course.
Uh-huh.
Well,
All right.
unskilled rednecks for sure.
Right.
All right, so now we're going to take a step into the future.
Ooh.
Flying 3D printing drone technology is now something that is being developed, and this could be the future of construction.
Okay.
This is a 3D printer on a drone. In fact, it's the first time 3D printing like this has ever been achieved by a free-flying robot. A group of scientists and engineers were inspired by bees and wasps who work together to deposit material and create large yet intricate structures. They envisioned a future where swarms of drones like these could be used to build houses or emergency shelters in remote areas. But effectively combining 3D printing technology with flying robots was an enormous challenge. So the researchers used scanning drones, which fly in with a camera and scan everything that's been printed so far. This information can then guide the printing drones to exactly the right spot. They designed them to be semi-autonomous, able to adapt to changes as they're building. During this test of a scaled-up build, the team virtually tracked the drone's paths to show how a group could efficiently print large structures.
Just a quick question. I'm on the fence. Wow, where do we go? Is this stupid? I think it
No.
might. I think it might be stupid because okay, all right. So wouldn't it be cheaper just to hire a bunch of dudes to pile bricks up? Okay. Maybe I'm not thinking about it right.
Think about it this way. Look at places where you don't have access to that workforce, or look at places where you want to build these things and you need the simplicity of being able to use the drones to be able to do it. Obviously, these things are not going to be building mansions and and things of that nature, but the simple fact that they could make small huts or things that could be used in wilderness environments or in areas where, you normally wouldn't be able to build a house.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're By the way,
there's a lot of interesting applications of this that we haven't thought about that I'm sure once the technology comes available to general use, as we've seen with drones, there's going to be some guy out there that's going to think of something that we never thought of. I can build this, and you're going to be like, wow, that's cool.
okay.
There's going to be a day when they take when 3D printing is going to be the way you make parts for different things. It's just going to be someday when instead of going to a parts store or going somewhere where you buy stuff, you'll download a blueprint or that somebody has made and you'll print it. I don't know. I see this
They're doing
as being pretty exciting. They're already
they're printing human organs.
Really?
Yeah.
And there's
didn't even know
companies that have 3D printers that will cut through metal, and they'll sit there and basically 3D print metal objects and stuff.
But I
too,
tell you
so
what, I don't want a drone 3D printing a new heart for me. Sorry. No. It's a little wobbly. Let's get it more
All right.
straight.
Maybe that's just your flying. I don't know.
Right.
Well, speaking of a little wobbly, Senator Mark Warner recently visited a Christiansburg drone delivery facility.
Oh, yes.
This is at the cutting edge of one of the new industries that's going to change our life going forward. And I think let's put it like this, if it can be done in Christiansburg and Montgomery County, it ought to be able to be done anywhere.
Senator Warner also got the chance to experience drone delivery as a customer by placing an order of tuna and water from a nearby venue.
Next up, tube socks.
Do they have delivery in your area yet, Ken? Because I have several thousand people that are ready to send you socks.
Look,
The deluge of socks in Huntington, Tennessee is going to be amazing.
Walmart will be calling corporate. Why are we running out of these dorky tube socks?
Yes, absolutely.
And it would be hilarious. Let it rain tube socks over me. I say, bring it, because it won't happen. It's not going to happen. Because I get emails. I get emails from people all the time like, well, They're doing it in Des Moines, Ken. So there. What do you think about that? Well, they did it in Des Moines for a few days as a promotion to say, look what we can do. And then, are they still doing it? The answer is no, they're not.
No. I have my credit card ready for the minute that Huntington, Tennessee shows up on the list of places because, sir, I am getting you some tube socks.
Okay.
So recently, Russia dodged a major bullet, apparently. One of the Russian naval bases in Sevastopol had an invading drone that showed up on their shoreline. This was a drone boat, apparently. It was explosive laden, apparently some sort of a suicide drone. But the problem is that authorities, as well as those people on the internet, have not been able to trace this to any particular country or group or anything like that. There's nothing on this. This is the first time any one of these things has ever been seen. Because it had, I guess, a stealth type of technology, the Russians did not detect this thing. It just accidentally hit the shore. So
I know where it's from.
There's probably more of these out there.
Well, I know where it's from and who made it. The drug cartels. Because because you've seen these exact type of semi-submersible boats running drugs in Florida and Mexico. That's what they're doing. That's what that is. That is a drug boat.
And whatever this thing was, that I don't think that they're sending explosives in their ones that they do from the drug boats, because when they towed that thing out and destroyed it, the explosion was insane. It was definitely loaded up with explosives.
Must have been loaded up with meth or something. Why are you laughing? Have you never seen a drug boat like this?
I've seen drug boats, but the thing is that I don't think that is a drug boat. I don't think that thing.
Any boat is a drug boat if you're putting drugs in it. All right.
Okay. Speaking of boats, you guys teased the crap out of me when I did a story a while back about drone boats that were going to go into hurricanes. And they had like sails on them and stuff, and you guys were like, this just isn't going to happen.
Who teased you? I never said
that. Recently, Hurricane Fiona had one of these drone boats go into it, and this is the footage from that drone boat as it was in the storm. This thing was surviving 50-foot waves and destructive winds, but it was able to not only bring back the footage from the inside the hurricane, as well as collecting a lot of very important data that they were able to use to either track information about where it was going or the conditions of the hurricane, if it was getting bigger or stronger. But that drone made it back.
Wow. Can we make houses out of that material?
I'm incredibly impressed with the success of that, because they've been flying planes, crewed aircraft into hurricanes for years to be able to get this data. And now they have a drone that they can send out and it can get the same basic information that they need. I think it's just a great thing. So that, hats off to them for a very successful deployment.
And if you put drugs into it, then it's a drug boat.
Oh God. Okay. That's going to be the thing, ladies and gentlemen, for today's show.
Okay.
So pray to God I do not have any more boat stories. Thankfully, the next one doesn't. A federal grand jury recently has charged 2 men for illegally flying drones over an NFL and Major League Baseball game in Seattle. The indictment for Dalen Dobry, 24, and Travis Lenhoff, 38, stems from 2 separate drone incidents involving the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cincinnati Reds.
Is this the one? Is this the one that we had video for? Where that knuckle? That was a Bengals game, wasn't it?
I believe so. It was on January 15th of this year.
Okay, yeah.
That Dabney flew his drone illegally over the stadium during the game.
That's the one. Here's the thing about, and Jason, you can back me up on this. The U.S. government, they're slow, but they'll get you. You think they forgot about you. Those guys are like, hey, we got away with it. Cool, let's post it on YouTube. Nope. It may take them half a year, but they'll get you, man.
Well, so
Eventually.
each of the defendants was charged with operating an unregistered drone, which has a federal crime punishable by up to 3 years in prison. Dabney is also charged with violating a temporary flight restriction, punishable by up to an extra 1 year in prison. So these guys are definitely going to see some time for what they did. It was not a smart thing to do.
Didn't they read the sign? I mean, they put signs up. Be a good sport.
Well,
Leave your drone at home. That's pretty
And
plain.
the thing is that you would think that they would read the sign, but then recently, as of just now, the Atlanta Falcons and the Seattle Seahawks had a football game that was delayed in the fourth quarter because of a drone appearing over Lumen Field. Yeah, both of the Seahawks and the Falcon players were told to go to the sidelines as the drone issue got figured out, and it took them a while to, I guess they just had to wait for the drone to leave. I don't think they had anything there to incur the drone or stop it from flying. But yeah, they actually stopped the game while they worked on trying to figure out the issue with the drone.
And what teams were playing in that?
That was the Falcons and the Seahawks. No,
The what? The Seahawks and the
Falcons?
no,
Falcons?
no.
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 And what is a
No.
what
Because I have more important.
what kind of creatures are those? The Seahawks and the Falcons have something in common. What is it, Jeff? What is it, Jeff?
How many times?
What?
I was almost done. They're birds.
They are birds, aren't they?
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird.
Yeah.
Bird, well, the bird is a word. Well, a bird, well, the bird's a well, a bird, well, the bird is a word. Well, a bird, but bird's a well, a bird, well, the bird is a word. Well, a bird, but bird's a well, don't you know about the bird?
Yeah.
Well, everybody's talking about the bird. Well, a bird, but bird's a well. Bird is the word, bird, but bird's a word.
What you drinking there, buddy? What you got, Jeff?
This is called Firefly, which is sweet tea mixed with vodka.
Can I guess something? I guess
No.
you bought that bottle because it reminds you of your favorite canceled sci-fi TV show
Yes,
of the same name. Yes, Firefly. Yes, Firefly
Yes,
fans.
absolutely.
Anyone in the chat?
I'm a huge Firefly fan.
All right. Well, the news. We have a lot of news. Let's get back to it.
I'm going to try to get back to this. So Jen Hale explained that the drone was from the University of Washington's athletic department, and that it went rogue after losing connection. I was trying to finish.
We're still on the other story. Oh,
I was almost there, man.
now Jason could tell you as a professional broadcaster that you probably should have moved
When
on
you
to the
find
next.
it out, you move right on.
Yes, you find that out and you move on.
Transition.
Yes, transition. What's the next story, Jeff?
Usually with the transitions, you hear something like.
He told my story.
Yeah,
away
no,
from me.
hold on. I got something.
All right.
You're about to hear the next story right here. There you go.
All right. St. Louis drone startup was selected recently to join the elite space program.
Yeah, they were, Jeff.
St. Louis startup Wingspan was chosen out of 600 international companies to join a program called TechStars in Los Angeles. That program focuses on aerospace technology, working in a partnership with organizations like Space Force and NASA. The drone they created can fly for 2.5 hours, compared to current ones that can fly for about 20 minutes. And it can carry more weight, which allows it to use more high-tech cameras.
That's really cool.
Yeah, very neat stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Now that one had wings on it, right?
Yes.
So it was it didn't operate like a normal drone.
Let's explain to Jason what a drone is.
Yeah. Well, I know what a drone is, but I just thought that it had remarkable similarities to a drone that I learned about from Ken that he really liked. So.
Oh no, that's not a VTOL, and that's not a foamy. That looked like good solid carbon fiber.
Oh,
that would break my teeth. All right.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay. So next in the news, a futuristic state-of-the-art drone called the Silent Ventus recently conducted a test. Now, this is a drone that you wouldn't think would be really exciting about traveling for 4.5 minutes. But this particular drone is a silent drone. So the noise level from this drone is 75 decibels, which is less than the previous 90 decibel set by their test drone. What's interesting about this is that it uses ion propulsion. This is not propellers.
It was making a lot of racket. That's why I muted this video because it was too noisy. And this is supposed to be silent?
It's designed to be less noisy.
Oh, okay. So what is making the noise on something like this?
Well, I mean, it's charging. Electrons are being charged positively through an ionization of oxygen and nitrogen molecules in the air, which then creates the thrust that allows this to fly.
Okay.
Now, previous versions of this, as you're showing there, previous versions of this were 90 decibels, and they weren't able to fly for an excessively long period of time. The new version is able to fly for a bit longer, and it's 75 decibels. So this is technology that is evolving.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with it, because
it is interesting, but it kind of looks dangerous. Can you pee on it and not get electrocuted? That's my question. Can you pee on it and not get electrocuted?
Do you pee on your existing drones?
I've peed on an electric fence by mistake once.
That's your business. You don't pee on a drone, though.
Okay. It just looks.
Okay. It
looks dangerous. All right.
Yeah, I want to lay out some facts. I mean, if you have a sudden urge to piss on your drone, that's a whole different question right there. Okay.
I have to admit that's the most profound question I've ever heard Jeff Sills ask. Do you pee on your regular drones? That's I think it's a fair question.
I just got a whole couple dozen ideas for future videos, but anyway, Jeff.
Are things just whizzing through your mind right now?
Dude, don't do it, please. Dear God, for the sake of your audience, please do not do that.
All right.
I mean, after all, Jeff, this is a internet stream.
Oh God, I have two radio people on the same line at the same time.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming out to the Chuckle Hut tonight. Try the veal. All right, Jeff.
Next in the news.
Yeah.
Dramatic drone footage recently of the erosion of Kanapali Beach raised a call of action.
Let me warn viewers before I play this. There is some extreme hotness in the very beginning of this. Be warned. All right? All right, here you go.
Climate change experts say this erosion is the worst they've seen in recent history.
Told you.
Drone footage by Thierry Lawrence show Friday's high tide, revealing temporary barriers to mitigate erosion.
Just afraid of more of these temporary solutions that clearly do not work.
Right now is literally the time when it's most affordable and easiest for us to engage and managed retreat. Figuring that out is a problem, but we're not the only community in the world that has this issue. Literally every coastal community does.
Residents like Lawrence stand by Fletcher's call to retreat.
I'm going to need to put on some sunscreen next time I watch that, because I got a little burnt from that hotness.
Oh my God. All right.
Yeah. That was good. That was good drone footage. That was good.
Next in the news, researchers studying volcanoes have been using drones now for assistance for quite some time. Now they're going to be using the drones to collect samples of the discharged volcanic gases that would reduce the risk for researchers to actually go up and manually get this. This will help them by predicting disasters that might be awaiting people living in the proximity of these volcanoes. Eruptions are, impossible to anticipate with absolute precision, but using the drones to be able to collect this information in real time without having to wait for a guy to walk his butt up there and walk all the way back can assist not only I know you can. I know you're waiting. You're waiting. I know it.
Jeff, you cannot say discharge of gases without. You can't do it. Jason.
There's not enough alcohol to do this news. I'm gonna tell you right now. The bottle's running out, man. Come on.
Jason, back me up on this. You know, right?
Well, I was actually in favor of this whole story because collecting that volcanic discharge can be a pain in the ash.
In the ash. Yeah, nice. Yes. So they're gonna. All right.
No.
They're gonna fly up there. They're gonna gather up the volcano's gas right when it erupts. Right.
Yeah, and they'll use that information to be able to more accurately predict possible eruptions.
Now, is Spock going to be involved in this?
No.
Isn't he from Vulcan? He's a Vulcanite? Was that too far? That was not. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Let's move on.
All right. So recently in Antioch, the police have released footage showing a 55-year-old resident who was firing his rifle at a police drone while they were part of a December 10th standoff. This was something that went on for a considerable period of time. It didn't end well for the gentleman involved, but the simple fact was this guy actually walked out, and they had drone footage of him walking out on his driveway and just opening up on the drone. And surprisingly enough, he didn't hit it. Wow. So there you go. But yeah, so once again, it proves the point that using these drones in these tense situations can be extremely valuable to the safety of the police officers involved.
Yes.
And I highly recommend that they use this more often to be able to prevent officers' lives being put in jeopardy.
Absolutely.
Use a drone.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Just had an idea. I'm serious with this. And they probably have it. Do the police have drones that will shoot a net at a perp that's running away? Instead of just tracking him, just shoot a net at him, right?
They have net firing drones, and there was a gentleman that actually created a taser firing drone, but I don't think the taser firing drone passed the muster in the sense that I think that the lawyers and stuff got a hold of that one.
Lawyers, yeah.
But the net firing drone is something that we've seen used against other drones. I could see that it could easily be turned around and applied to use against individual on the ground as long as it's non-lethal, and that's the key element.
Non-lethal.
If you have non-lethal technology, it's a very high probability that you will see drones be able to incorporate that.
If they have a drone that fires nets at running perps, and it also has a camera. That's a channel.
That's a channel right there.
I would watch that all day. I would. Ken, what are you doing? I've been binge watching the Net Perp channel, the Net Perp drone channel.
They would call it policeperp.net.
Oh, yes! Man, he's coming with the comedy. He came with a full clip of comedy today.
All right, so we've talked about the fact that on Mars there is a drone that is flying around. The Ingenuity helicopter is a technology demonstration that was testing the first powered flight on Mars. Recently, we got this video footage of flight from the Perseverance rover that was a horizontal distance of 94 meters.
So cool.
A maximum altitude of 10 meters.
Yeah.
A maximum speed of 4.75 millimeters per second and a duration of 55.3 seconds. Now, this is a drone being piloted by people from NASA on another planet.
This is so cool. This is what a concept.
I can't wait for them to apply this to future missions and fly farther, fly better, have better cameras, you name it. It's just going to make the exploration of Mars that much more impressive.
It's really going to be disappointing when some redneck Martian shoots that down with his rifle.
Bleep blorp. I saw him. He was filming my wife, bleep blorp.
My wife was sunbathing.
My wife was Venus bathing.
Yeah, Venus bathing.
There is not enough alcohol to get through all these stories. I'm going to tell you right now.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, more of this. Hamilton County Sheriff Department plans to retire all of the helicopters as flying dinosaurs to expand their drone program.
Drones like these are around $20,000 a piece. The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office is hoping to buy 7 more next year to help with everything from missing children to accident reconstruction.
She's getting rid of the department's 2 helicopters, which cost $3 million a year just to operate.
Drones are a fraction of the cost of a helicopter.
The sheriff's office currently has 7 drones, which are operated by deputies and can be stored in the trunks of their cruisers.
Those drones can take pictures, they can zoom in, they can do so many things a helicopter can't.
Drones can fly 400 feet high, which makes them practically invisible and perfect for covert surveillance, hostage situations, and security. Deputies also use drones for accident reconstruction to create 3D images of an accident scene, which can be sent directly to prosecutors. Corporal Matthew McCordy says that's a big change from how they used to diagram accident scenes.
How we used to measure scenes was with a tape measure and a rolling measuring wheel.
County commissioners seemed very supportive of the drone program when the sheriff spoke to them at a meeting last week.
That's cool, but Jason.
Jason,
do helicopters really cost that much?
That's what I was gonna say. $3 million a year just to fly them. I mean, I guess if you're flying it a heck of a lot, but
they're flying those things daily. Upkeep, maintenance. You have the certification that you have to do. You have fuel. You have to pay the pilots. You have all of that stuff included.
Yeah.
So I will say that that's a reasonable thing. But that drone, Ken, what was the CC rating of your motorcycle again?
It's 1,000.
Yeah, that drone's not going to be following a 1,000cc motorcycle when he runs from the cops. You still need that helicopter for situations that a drone can't do. So I'm sorry. The idea of
and also a battery life as well. You know, how are we going to get the footage that goes on for hours when the next, next person runs?
Well, look,
you still need a helicopter.
Well, sure. But
get rid of one of the 2 helicopters, but don't get rid of both of them and just switch to drones. You're going to half your capabilities.
At least they're making an effort to try to save taxpayer money, right?
I agree with it, but I just think that getting rid of helicopters altogether is not a smart decision. There are things that a helicopter can do that a drone can never do.
Right.
So, all right. So, needless to say, we want to kind of reach out to those of you that are drone pilots and explain to you that retrieving your drone does have risk. So, a Belgian pilot recently was killed by being hit by a train when they were attempting to retrieve their drone from a track. A drone pilot, don't have the name or any information, in her early 40s, had gone to trail a drone that had crashed on the railroad tracks at Walloon, Brabant, which is a town in Tbilisi. And they had a party that was going on there, and she was filming the party. Her drone crashed. She went to retrieve the drone. She didn't hear the train and got killed by the train when she was trying to retrieve her drone. So pay close attention to your environment. I know that finding your drone is a very big thing, but sometimes just letting it get killed or letting it crushed, let it get crushed.
Jeff, before you move on to the next story, can you hold up your cup there, your glass?
It's not finished yet.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
Is anybody else detecting a little bit of a slur?
A
little bit, right? Up next is drone news. I don't know, some guys in the railroad tracks, and what were we talking about? Oh yeah. Hello.
There you go.
All right.
Where'd you at?
What do we got, Jeff?
You go to Dairy Queen, they flip the drinks over. So
did you just chug that?
I just chugged that. Because the last drone story is absolutely fabulous.
Okay. What is it?
Absolutely fabulous.
Drone residents claim as drone deliveries.
Pull it together.
Are driving them
Pull it together,
mad.
man. Pull it together. You're a newsman. Pull it together, Jeff.
All right. Anyway, drone residents claim drone deliveries are driving them mad because of the noise.
Very noisy indeed.
The service started as part of a global trial, with more retailers getting on board to get their products in the sky. Popularity soaring because users only have to pay for the cost of the goods.
If you feel like, sausage roll, you just order a sausage roll, meat pie. They do like toothpaste. You can order a pancake mix, so you get that with some syrup. It's just like, why not?
It's gone too far. Here's another one now as we speak. I can hear it. There we are. There's 2 in a row. Look at that. Look at that. There's 8. 8 in an hour.
Like a modern-day smoke signal, we followed the flight path, leading straight to Dale Carter's place just around the corner.
So I just ordered a can of soft drink. I think it was a Fanta. So this will be my 6th order today.
Taking off from the local shopping centre and arriving within a couple of minutes.
So yeah, here it comes now, actually.
The delivery dropping right on Dale's driveway.
Order 916 as well, so that's, the crazy part about that. There's a lot of people that seem to use it. We crack that bad boy open. Can of drink. A nice little bottle of water. The sound can be a bit harsh, but I mean, I'm kind of used to it. I don't see much of a problem with it when, you got the road over there, you hear cars and trucks, it's no different.
But his neighbours don't all agree. Sean Bridgewater lives just up the road.
So it's just annoying working from home. The sound doesn't really end apart from when they stop doing it at the end of the day.
I think Dale's kind of a douchebag. Did he say he was on his 900th order? He does it
916 orders.
He
ordered a can of Fanta.
6 a day? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's going to be some abuse to this. That was ridiculous. I mean, I have to say that's ridiculous.
Is this is just in a neighborhood where they're doing this for testing purposes or whatever? Because
no, that's the Wings drone. That's the one that they're using for like Amazon, etc. That's the Wings drone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not quiet.
That's the one that's going to bring the tube socks, Ken.
Yeah. Well, this must be in a country where there are 0 lawyers, right?
No.
It's going to take is one time for one of those cardboard things to drop a can of soda on Dale's head, and Dale's going to own the drone, right?
Crockett said it best. There's going to be those tube socks.
Hey, you know what surprises me the most about the story, though, is where it's in the beginning. Ken did not pick up on the fact that the anchor there was trying to be all cute. She said,
"Oh no, believe me,
the noise level is soaring."
I know. I have a running pun count in my head, and
yeah.
Starting next week, I will make a visual count of all these, because this drone delivery business is looking up. Hey. Yeah. But douchebag Dale. I'm sure it didn't take a drone for his neighbors to figure out what a D-bag he is.
Oh, it probably did, because he probably didn't come out of the house before then. He just stayed playing his video games and eating Hot Pockets,
You're assuming a lot about Dale.
But
you're
he needs
probably
a Fanta.
Correct.
Just one, not
Fanta.
6. 1.
The drone can't handle that many Fantas.
I don't know it to be true, but I'm guessing that he's got a recliner with a toilet in it. That's just what I see from Dale. Agreed?
I'm also guessing that he does a lot of dreaming about losing his V card.
Yeah, Dale won't be ordering a lot of lube delivered by, or maybe he will. Anyway, Jeff.
All right, I'm getting out of here before this goes any farther.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks for stopping by. Now get out.
We should probably mention remotepilot101.com. Isn't it a great place?
Great place.
It is a great place. Tell us about your place, Jason.
So, Remote Pilot 101, no one has prepared more Part 107 pilots than us. And you'll be pleased, those of you who are current customers now, you're going to be experiencing version 3 and a brand new learning management system in about 2 weeks. So the best just keeps on getting better. RemotePilot101.com. Use promo code Heron18, which, by the way, Ken, I can't brag on you enough. When we search promo codes, you know me, I'm all about our marketing and everything else. Heron18 is the most used promo code. Your people listen to you, Ken.
Yay! Thank you, people. I appreciate that. And you've been very busy updating the lessons too, because
there's not a. Every video has gotten a facelift. There's 76 videos in there. Every single one has gotten a facelift. The course has gone from 9 hours to almost 12 hours now. There's just so much new content. We're always trying to innovate, push new content. Now with all the recurrent tests changing so much, we're like, wow, we just launched our new course. We need to fix it now. So we're back to that. I was just reviewing some of the stuff our writers sent over earlier for some of the content, and there's some more great stuff coming out here soon as well.
And you take actual questions that test takers give you and kind of incorporate those in the quizzes too, right? So they're actual FAA questions.
We have a ton of data on that, no doubt. So yeah, and I always share, you know this, Ken, I call them the boot camps at the end, where I share, this is a question you're going to see on your knowledge test. Let's not memorize it. Let's understand the why behind it. But just to prepare them for the knowledge test. You know this though, Ken. I want you to be safe in the real world. My mission isn't just to pass a test. I want you safe when you're out there flying FPV, whatever it is, so you can be a light and be a mentor to everybody else that's out there wondering about what this new drone space is. Even though it's not that new, but to many it is so new. We have to be ambassadors to that.
You're a shining star, Jason. A shining star. Awesome.